Hello there, my Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, and Rising Venus signs. How are you doing today? If you are new to the channel, my name is Mark A. Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. I'm the Mark Angel. Mal for short. My friends call me Mal. Call me Mal. If you are new to the channel and this clicks for you, please like and subscribe. I'm building my channel. Slowly but surely wins the race. I refuse to pay people to get me subscribers because I am a Virgo and I'm 51 years old. So, you kids and your newfangled subscriber getting people. So this reading is an extrapolation on one that I do for myself. Just did this for myself for a relationship that I'm in. And I call it me, him, us. So just to clarify, the me would be you. The them, however, we're stretching it a little bit. The you in this spread is clear. The them, that's why I'm calling it them. It does not have to be a person. It can be any noun, a person, place, or thing, because we have relationships with people, obviously. Places, yeah, and things, right? We could go into that. I could spend an hour on that. So I'm using essentially the same format that I used for the twin flame relationships for September 2019, except I'm not using the other 3 decks to clarify like I did the last time to make this a little bit shorter. They've been running a little over 30 minutes, which is fine for me. It's not like I have a day job. This is my day job. So let's just dive in and do this. I already blessed the decks. I tuned to my guides, my angels, my gods, my masters, and for some reason this time around, this might be the way it goes from now on, the higher selves of all involved. Okay, so I'm using the 5 standard decks I have been using for a while. The descriptions are in the box, and if you feel like giving me a tip, sending me a little cash, I just got to PayPal me. So you don't even need to have a PayPal account to use that. Cool, I'm learning so much, aren't we all? So let's dive in. We're going to start with Caroline Myss archetypes. I'm going to pull 3 archetype cards, one for you, one for them, one for us, which would be the 2 of you together. But I'm not going to, so the first horizontal line will be for you, the second for them, the third for the relationship itself, just so you know the Virgo structure that they're going to work with. So let's dive. And look, I even showered for you all. Cancerians, wearing blue for the elemental water. Here we go, they're ready. My pantheon of angels, gods, masters, and higher selves, please, what is the dominant archetype, the soul power to be alchemized from lead to gold for this Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this relationship for the remainder of September 2019? The seeker. So it actually pops up a lot in relationship readings, I'm finding, because we're always seeking something, right? But being that this is part of the wisdom family of archetypes, it could be about really seeking the experience, not just the knowledge, right? Knowledge plus experience equals wisdom. So my pantheons, please, the same thing for the other in this Cancerian Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign relationship for the remainder of September 2019. Okay, the pioneer. Pioneers are great, but sometimes they're a little hard to be in relationship with because they're always trying to break new ground, doing what's never been done before. Different than an explorer. You can explore something that's already been explored. Pioneers blaze paths. But, you know, seeker and pioneer, that does make sense, right? It's like it would be a good match if you're both heading in the same general direction, seeking for or pioneering for the same essential experience. So let's get one for the relationship. My pantheons, please, the same thing. The overall archetype that's being alchemized here in this relationship for both both of them. Just leave it that way. For this Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign for the remainder of September. Well, the warrior. So that's actually rather positive, and it's positive that there is, and I've always said, well, this may or may not be a true love reading. I'm trying to keep it out of that because I do Path of True Love readings every month and twin flame readings and all that. So it does take a warrior's spirit to walk the path of true love, right? A warrior's heart. Sorry, my contact lenses decided to go off on its own. It's back. Okay. All right, I'll do that. So yeah, look at this. This is kind of cool, right? And I'll read each one of these as I go. So we've got the seeker, we've got the pioneer, we've got the warrior. So the seeker, its light attribute, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. In other words, this need not be a mobile thing. Mobile phone, perhaps, get the information that you need, but more than information, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. So if you are a seeker of truth, spiritual truth, truth about relationships, truth about yourself, truth about the other, that's in here. But the shadow attribute, inability to commit to a path once found, right? Now here with a path maker, a trailblazer, that the two of you might kind of support each other in the shadow that way in an unhealthy way. It's always possible. The light attribute, passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. A passion for it. It's like, oh, it's never been done before. I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do that. I mean, I have a touch of that, but it's not dominant in me. Shadow attribute, compulsive need to keep moving on. Wow, do you see the connection there in the shadow, right? The seeker, inability to commit to a path once found, and the pioneer, compulsive need to keep moving on. They seem very, very, very similar. So then the relationship archetype itself, the warrior, does make sense. The light attribute, strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice and conquering the ego, because it is the ego that once love in particular starts showing itself, wants to run, because it thinks it's destruction, where really it's just the ego's healing, right? So the shadow attribute, trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. So, seeker, are you aware of that? Are you aware of times perhaps in your life or in this relationship where you want to win at any cost, right? Like in an argument, to prove the truth, and an indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. And that might absolutely be the pioneer towards you as well. That sort of makes sense, that the desires that you have, the passions that you have for truth and new experiences and doing what's never been done before, your path may have been littered with bodies behind you as a result. So just be aware of that. We all do it, we're all on a learning curve, schoolroom earth, if you will. Nothing wrong with the light side of that. The light side of any archetype is gold, is golden. It is a wonderful conductor of divine energy, but the lead does block that. So if this relationship is about the alchemy of just the shadow into the gold within each of you individually, great. And again, the them in this could be a place or a thing. So keep that in mind. Oh, the forgiveness card tried to pop out. Let's see if it comes around again. My angels, please clarify this secret archetype for this Cancerian Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this relationship for the remainder of September 2019. Friendship. Okay, this has been popping up in readings as well. Oh, I'm sorry. I was pretty sure I turned the volume down on the laptop. People message me all day long. I am a spiritual counselor. And for my friends, I don't charge them. Doesn't mean just because you know my nickname, I ain't going to charge them. But the people dearest and nearest to me, absolutely, I'm there for them. But otherwise, like all day long, ding, 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 ding. It's like a Pavlovian witch. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm a professional witch. In other words, this is what I do all day long and all night long, even when I'm sleeping, apparently. Wisdom, right? So let's get this. Hey, let's get the same thing. My angels, please, a clarifier for this pioneer archetype in this Cancerian relationship, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign for the rest of September 2019. Oh, nature. Now, that doesn't shock me with a pioneer, right? When you think of pioneers, you often think about them like in nature, blazing paths. That was the image, literally, that I evoked when explaining the archetype. But it also might mean that this is just part of their nature, that this is lifelong, this pioneer thing. I will lay out all the cards. I'll make a final summation, but believe me, I will connect these dots as I go without drawing final conclusion. I've been doing this since I'm 12 years old, my Cancerians. Well, not these decks. Rider-Waite Tarot and Tarot Handbook for the New Apprentice by Eileen Connolly. Imagine reading that at 12 years old. Yeah, go look it up, the old book. Little racist. Just going to say. But that was then, right? It was like, what, written around the turn of the last century? So, my angels, please clarify for the overall relationship here involving this Cancerian Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign for the remainder of September 2019. Well, self-acceptance, right? So there's something here about self-acceptance for all of you, that here you are really just wanting to be friendly, and please include yourself in that friendliness, not to beat yourself up, not to condemn yourself, not to self-abuse physically, emotionally, mentally, or spiritually. And yes, you can spiritually abuse yourself. They say, oh, I must be doing it wrong. Oh, I'm not in the vortex. Oh, no. It's like, no, there's a divine plan in play, right? And if you're seeking truth, if you've really woken up to that I'm seeking truth and wisdom, then the path may be rocky, but you'll get there, because the angels, gods, masters, and higher selves want us to know the truth, but they want us to know the real truth, which is ultimately about the self, that we are divine, right? So pair that with the nature of this pioneer, that if you can really be friendly with them or the place or thing and get that, no, this is just part of their nature, this wanting to always, you know, do what's never been done before, right? I mean, a seeker and a pioneer is a good friendship. So if you're thinking romantic, sexual, well, there still needs to be a foundation of friendship there. You know, do we hold our lovers accountable like we hold our friends? No. If our friends don't call when they say they're going to call, we're like, asshole, it's okay, I love you, right? But a lover, oh, well, death knell, the stories we tell ourselves. But that overall, this relationship, the warrior, is about self-acceptance here, you know, that there's something here about being heroic, right? About courage, about stoicism, which may very well be like, you know, I really want to bolt, but no, I'm going to hold it in there. I'm going to be strong, right? Courage, stoicism, self-sacrificing, conquering the ego, which means my ego really wants to bolt and run on this one. But no, I'm going to be strong. I'm going to accept that that's there. Now, self-acceptance, I've found that saying I accept, used to work, doesn't work so much for me anymore. The words I've replaced it with, it's okay. It's okay. It's like inner child work. It's like, it's okay, whatever archetype it is. It's like, it's okay. It's okay, my seeker. It's okay, my pioneer. It's okay, my warrior. It's okay. This is what you're feeling right now. This will pass. Particularly how much clearing we're doing for the collective right now, particularly if you're a water sign, really Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, anything. We're so clearing out the emotional baggage of humanity and all of life. And we've been doing so much clearing. We're just not seeing it so much in the physical yet, but you know, there's a lag. So think of that fifth dimensional unity consciousness coming down through you through all of this, particularly if you're seeking truth. The truth is we're all one. It always has been the truth. There's always been a fifth dimensional patterning on this planet, right? That's why we've had Jesus and Buddha and Moses. And, you know, I can always give you like ancient, but, you know, contemporary too. Look at the mass awakening that's been going on since the 80s on this planet. That's when I had my big awakening, was in the 80s. Yes, I'm 51. But look at me, I have purple hair. Just grew in that way one day. Yes, my gods, they're ready. Okay, so my gods, please clarify for this Cancerian Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign seeker with friendship. Please clarify that in this relationship for the remainder of 2019. This card, burnout. I'm really seeing that perhaps you're just overcommitted. You're just burned out on this. You're like, let's just be friends. Let's just be friends. Let's just make this friendly. But because it's the Eight of Flames, the Eight of Wands in the Daughters of the Moon, I can't help. They're giving me the clairvoyant flash of the Rider-Waite, where it's like things are going to move fast, right? Like you want to move fast. You want your desires fulfilled, and perhaps you're just burned out on this one. And do keep in mind the tragedy that is a forest fire. I am a dryad reincarnated. Then, you know, you see the green in the distance there. That ash does make good fertilizer, right? That the soil, something can grow from that. But remember, it's an 8. You're not that far away from getting what you want in the 10. But to be friendly with yourself and the other, good idea. Good guidance, good grace. So my gods, Hera, by the way, sits in the throne of Cancer for me. I'm wearing my Hera totem. Mama. Well, sorry, I call her my matron, my mother, my queen. I'd be a little formal with her. She's worth it. She's beautiful. So wise. Sky goddess. So here we go. My gods, please clarify this pioneer with the card of nature, the other in this Cancerian Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign relationship for the remainder of September 2019. Please clarify. Okay, well, something's being revealed to them with the card of celebration, right? It says it right at the bottom, celebration, where the women look like they are dancing at a festival, right? But they are, well, they're dancing in a circle, but they are also standing on the mother's belly, right? So you see the breasts and the pubic mound and the thighs, and that's the navel, the Gaia's navel that they are dancing around. So something is in a process of being revealed to this pioneer, which is pretty much a good thing. In the traditional tarot, what do I mean when I say the traditional tarot? The Rider-Waite tarot. Tarot Marseille was older than that, but it was like the 10 of swords, 10 crossed swords, right? It's like, well, not that being stabbed in the back 10 times, and the 10 of swords in Rider-Waite's not fun to look at. But so in the traditional tarot deck, Rider-Waite, this is the card of judgment. So something is being revealed so that a clear final decision can be made. Now, all final decisions, right? The card of judgment, what's the next card? The world. And then doink, the fool, the zero space, and we start all over again. So yeah, some decisions are final: to walk away, to commit, to reconcile, to not reconcile, to put it all together or not. But then, boom, cycle ends and reboots. So we always get another turn around the wheel, don't we? Oh, the wheel, the wheel, the wheel. So let's get one more here, please, my gods, for this overall Cancerian Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign relationship for the remainder of September 2019. We've got the Warrior here with self-acceptance. Please clarify with one card. Okay, well, there's a new beginning, right? The Ace of Pentacles. You know, this relationship, it does feel like relatively new or renewed. But the Ace of Pentacles, I won't remember the actual day my guides explained it to me, but they said it's like a healthy eggcorn, right? The Ace of Pence, the healthy eggcorn. You can crack it under your heel, right? You can feed it to a squirrel, or you can plant it and tend it and let it grow. The thing is, you don't pop an eggcorn in the earth on Monday and have a full-blown oak tree by Friday. It doesn't work that way. It does take time. But by the way, one eggcorn grows a tree that over its lifetime yields billions of acorns. So this does feel very supportive of your spiritual growth, your emotional process, certainly, right? Here we've got you know, Eight of Flames, which as much as the card says burnout, and I get burnout, I don't just get burnout from external work, I get burnout from internal work, light work or burnout, right? All this emotional purging and healing and transformation. It's great, but also know that there's something fast moving about this card, like a wildfire, right? Because it is a wildfire. They don't creep, they burn, and they burn fast. Which then this revelation for the other, right? This celebration. Now, they may not necessarily be celebrating just yet, but that is the aha moment, the, oh, I get it. And then that clear, wise, hopefully clear, wise decision can be made. But realize that this relationship in its way has its new beginning, or it's in its infancy in terms of its physicality. So let the revelations be internal. Let them be for this other, something about themselves, something about you, however, that is supportive, right? That they see it in truth, but in loving truth. Yeah. All right, let's ask the masters then. My masters, please. Will you please clarify for this Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign seeker in friendship with this Eight of Wands, Eight of Flames burnout, please clarify what's going on in this relationship for them for the remainder of September 2019. Well, naivete, right? Which would make sense for a seeker in some place. There have been plenty of times where I have sought things, I've been like, oh, sparkly, sparkly, pretty, pretty. And to find out later, it's like, ooh, you're the devil in disguise. Oh, yes, you are. So be careful of your naivete. Look, innocence is different than naivete. Dalai Lama's got innocence. He ain't naive, right? He's compassionate. He's loving. You know, so it's finding that balance within yourself as a seeker, that all that glitters is not gold. And that's why I like that you've got the friendship here, because really, if you invest yourself in friendship and really are trying to be a true friend to somebody, particularly yourself, then that naivete will be rewarded in some way, by the gods, the masters, the angels, whatever. But that reward of knowing, well, you know, I did my best on this one. I tried to be a good friend, but fuck them. Well, not fuck them. But you know what I mean? It's like, okay, did my best. Time to move on. Time to move on. Time to move on. It's not the end of the world, right? Plenty of friends. Plenty of friends. It's so funny. I used to have thousands. Well, I mean, I have friends on social media, but I used to have such a large circle of friends, and over the last 3 years, really been pared down to honestly 4 or 5 people. And you know what? So much easier, so much better. I'm not necessarily a people pleaser to, well, not with friends. With lovers, I can be a bit of a people pleaser, right? And isn't that naive? Well, if I behave the right way, tricky shit, isn't it? You got to follow your gut, Cancerians. Not let that naivete, which is deliberately placed in the mind, right? That's a third eye thing. So let's move on here, my masters. Please, one card for the pioneer in this Cancerian Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign relationship for the rest of September 2019. That there's a revelation here of a mistake. Now, the truth is that in the quantum there are no mistakes. I know it, cold comfort. But to kind of look at that, the quantum divine plan is self-correcting. So even if the gods want you to turn right and you turn left, you'll make 2 more lefts with that, because 2 wrongs don't make a right. 3 lefts do. Isn't that true? Work, bitch. Okay. I know somebody went, oh my, I saw somebody going, oh. This isn't clairvoyance. Should write a book called Clairvoyant Empathy for Fun and Profit. All right, last card down in this vertical row, please, my masters. One card of clarity for this Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign warrior relationship with self-acceptance and this Ace of Pentacles. Considering we've got naivete and mistake on the table here, please, a card of clarity would be greatly appreciated. Here we go. Oh, because it's about self-worth. So look, you got self-worth and self-acceptance. So there may well have been some projection going on here with naivete and mistake. Maybe either one of you or both of you thought this relationship was one thing, but it's another. And not that the relationship itself is a mistake. I'm not seeing that in this this bottom line for the relationship itself, but it might be like, oh my God, we weren't looking at this clearly. We thought it was one thing and it's another. And what it is actually incredibly, has a lot of potential, right? Ace of Pentacles has a lot of potential, but there's a lot of self-work for both of you in this, yeah? So yeah, let's look at that, right? So we've got the naivete for you, the mistake for them, but that there's something here about self-worth that maybe you can help each other bolster each other's self-worth, but certainly it is self-worth first, right? It's like put the air mask on yourself before you put it on the kid. Not that I travel with kids. I don't have any. I have cats, and they wouldn't go on the airplane at all. I'm not joking, bitch. I really have to start saying joking which, because some of you might take offense, but I was raised by the potty mouthed. In fact, my nickname when I still am a minister, they used to call me Reverend Potty Mouth. Yeah, go watch some of my Sunday morning services that I did years ago on my YouTube channel. I think the ones that I have up there predominantly are for the Sabbats, right? The eight solar holidays of the pagan wheel of the year. But I tried to keep them universal so that they would be timeless in a sense that we look at the archetypes and stuff people already know but may not know about the Sabbats. And you'll see I curse my fucking face. I love it. I always have fun. I love teaching. Oh yeah, and I'm going to be teaching this weekend at Summerland Church in East Setauket, Unitarian Universalist. That should be just a lot of fun. Doing Are You an Angel in Disguise, a talk that actually started my career speaking and teaching when I was 21, 22 years old. Jinkies. Oh, nothing like a revisit. Okay, and believe me, that work has been upgraded quite a bit. So, you ready? Okay, so my pantheons, a whisper of love, please. I love this deck. A whisper of love for this Cancerian seeker, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this relationship for the remainder of September 2019. Please clarify the them in this. New love. Embrace this new opportunity of love that is here. This may pertain to work opportunities or spiritual growth. There it is. All right, so embrace it. It may not be what you thought, what you wanted, but it seems like that there's a potential here. And again, this could be in work, like this could be a work situation. Honestly, nothing here is saying directly to me, either literally or literally meaning the words on the card, or intuitively that this is wholesale relationship of romance. Could be, and that's, you know, the thing about the collective. I can't do specific reads for thousands of people all at once. You want that, you book a session with me, book a reading with me. All right, here we go. Please clarify my collective pantheon of angels, gods, masters, and higher selves for the other, this pioneer in this Cancerian Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign relationship for the remainder of September 2019. Be in the present and dream of the future. Be in the present and dream of the future. When we dream, everything is possible. So with this card of celebration and revelation here in the pioneer, that, you know, they can be here now and dream of, you know, the next conquest, if you will, the next virgin territory to be not just explored but pioneered, the new path, but also for them to be where they are now, because we can't get there until we're fully here. It's just how it goes. Yeah, try repressing your emotions. Good luck with that. We got away with that for centuries, millennia. We got away with that. Not anymore. Fifth dimensional consciousness is pressing all that stuff out. You know, it's so funny that we're downloading the energy sort of this way, and it's just all of the old emotional baggage and old patterns are being released from the cell tissue, our emotional body, our mental body. We're purging collectively. So any emotionality around this, even if it is that classic burnout, just like, oh, I just can't. I just can't even. I just can't even. I just don't burn. It's okay. Feel that. Love that, right? There's so much here about self-acceptance and self-worth, that your own individual, what you bring to this relationship, in other words, it really has a lot to do with being friendly, and will bring together all the cards horizontally. I just want to do this last one down. So yeah, my pantheons of angels, gods, masters, and higher selves, please. One card to clarify this Cancerian relationship, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign for the remainder of September 2019. We've got the Warrior with self-acceptance, the Ace of Pentacles, and self-worth. Please give them a whisper of love to clarify. Actions speak loudly. Express your love through your actions. Now, again, need not be romantic, can be, but just make sure you are both in balance. Well, that doesn't make sense with the Warrior, doesn't it? All right, I hear you. Let's do this. So we're going to look at your line in total, right? So we've got the Seeker with friendship, which means you might be seeking friendship. Wow, thank you. It's a whole other way to look at that. Wasn't really even thinking of it that way, right? And that things are moving fast. There may be some burnout, some ash in the process, but your thing of being naive about it might reveal to you that this is actually a new love, that maybe this is something romantic, sexual, but as the seeker, do you have the ability, right? What does it say? Inability to commit to a path once found. Now, the truth is, once you're on the path, it doesn't matter what you do to try and get off it. You can't get off your path. Isn't that funny? Oh, you're off your spiritual path. Well, we're spirits first, which, see, I did it that time. Consonant substitution. So it doesn't matter what we do, right? The divine plan, the spiritual path is self-correcting. It will correct itself. You'll get to where you want to be. That's what fate is. What we do with our fate, however, is all about destiny. That's why alchemy is such a potent metaphor for me that way. So here's the other, the them, right? So you've got this pioneer. Now, maybe they are a pioneer in nature, right? Like nature boy, although I think there are other cards that have popped up for that, but whatever. But they are in a place of this judgment card revelation, that something that was hidden or concealed is being revealed. And I have to say that kind of does make sense with your line. And like, you were just like seeing this as a friendship, and we're a bit naive, but things are moving fast, and maybe this really is a new love, right? But to them, they're sort of doing the same thing, revealing the mistake of, oh, this isn't what I thought it was. And for them to simply be in the present and dream of the future, right? It's pretty powerful, pretty clear. I'm feeling that's like not an obscure message there from the pantheons, right? I get that. And then the relationship itself. I really like this final line. This is to me saying worth it, right? Thank you, Carrie Fisher, one of my spirit guides. By the way, I also have Gilda Radner, Madeline Conwell, Debbie Reynolds. That you think Carrie and Debbie are going to be separated in the afterlife? Absolutely not. So here we have the warrior, great archetype, and it's like really toxic in its shadow, as all archetypes are, but with self-acceptance, to really accept, okay, all right, I get it. And remember, just try that sort of thing. I accept. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Not what happened is okay. It's okay to feel what you're feeling. It's what you're feeling. It's okay to be triggered. It's okay to kind of resist this. That is unconditional love. But if you think of that part inside of you that's whatever it's feeling, that not love, to talk to it like a 5-year-old child inside of me. I swear to God, it's made such a difference in my life, although I've been doing inner child work since John Bradshaw in the 80s. Yeah, I started young, right? Because there is something new and fresh here. So really, even that idea of the child, like the sense of the safety of it, but that war child, I'm a war child, I'm a war baby. And that's the difference between you and me, except this is for both of you. That was Blondie. If you didn't know it, go look it up. War Child, great song. And really, a new beginning of self-worth here, that maybe the thing is like you weren't thinking that this could be anything other than friendship. Not that I'm knocking friendship. My friends have saved my life way more than my lovers have, right? Absolutely. Physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. But that there is something more here. And someone got to bust a move here, my darlings. Yeah, you're worthy of this. Bust a move. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny here how we've got this actions speak louder than words? You don't have to stand outside their window with a boom box, John Cusack alert, in your eyes, the light, the heat, I am complete. Am I really an 80s music junkie? I think I might be. Unfortunately, there are no 12-step groups for that. I can live without it, but I don't want to. Actions speak loudly. So look, my Cancerian crabbies, I get it. If you really tune to your intuitive nature and take care of that burnout card for yourself, right? That things are moving fast, but you might be a little ashy. Get the naivete is natural. It's natural. This is something brand new. Why wouldn't you have naivete over a brand new situation? But overall, this relationship between you're the me, the them, the us, overall, this feels really positive. There's nothing here to really look at except that naivete for you. And that neither one of you were seeing clearly here because maybe you were so much about what's the next thing, what's the next thing, what's the next thing, where you've been brought. Worth it. But there's self-acceptance and self-worth on the table here too for both of you. Cool, cool. I wish you the very best and the very blessed of the rest of September, my darling crabbies. But for now, hail, farewell, please subscribe. Blessed be.